MLB has also started giving extra draft picks to teams in smaller markets like the Brewers. But as Rick Schlesinger points out, turning those draft picks into good players is far from a sure thing.
Wanted head football varsity coach. The listing was posted today and closes next Tuesday if you're interested.
We're awaiting the beginning of an ACLU press conference. That organization has responded to Judge Crabb's ruling by scheduling 2 separate press conferences.
There were moments of brilliance and moments where Bears fans wanted to break the remote. All in all, a mixed bag in Caleb Haney's first NFL start. Well, it's a new look Mackey Arena. There's an addition on the outside and a new paint job on the inside, but an all too similar result for the Fighting Illini. Illinois loses again at Purdue. As you can see here behind me, crews have arrived within the last hour. They are now beginning the process of cleaning up this scene. As for the task of picking up these bags, there's one on me there. As for picking up this trash, he says it obviously isn't a lot of fun, but someone's got to do it. Reporting live in the flying garbage in Menominee Falls, AJ Bayatpour, Fox 6 News.
1966.
Vivian Lobbs has turned her kitchen table into a mini Packers museum. It includes a program from the 1966 NFL Championship and pictures from her trip to Miami when she saw the Packers win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, look at all the people.
Super Bowl II. But Lobbs is also sure to show us the living room where she watches Packers games with her twin brother and carries on a quirky tradition.
And we do 6 for a touchdown, and if they score an extra point, then we do 7.
But Lobbs was a Packer backer back when the only way to watch the team was in person.
We were big fans of listening to the Packers way back before television even was out.
Always keep him on his head, you notice.
91-year-old Joan Hampton wasn't born into fandom. She grew up in England. But after coming here at the age of 7, she quickly got hooked on the radio broadcasts.
I did knocked a couple of lamps over because I was so enthusiastic every time that something happened.
And Hampton says the only time she couldn't follow the team was when she enlisted in the Navy in 1942.
I was stationed in Washington, D.C. My barracks was only about a quarter of a mile from there. I lived across from the White House.
Both women will be watching Sunday, continuing traditions nearly as old as the team itself.
And I'll be throwing my football when they score. Hopefully it's a lot.
And fans can vote on the Packers website for which nominee they think should go into the Fan Hall of Fame. The voting ends at the end of January. There's a link to the contest where you can vote on our website, fox6now.com. In life, it may seem like many of us are on the same track, but each path is unique, defined by our various stops. And Joe Lassiter, he stops for everyone.
This school has adopted me.
We love you.
You know,
we are so proud that you belong to us.
This is something.
Normally, Lassiter stays far from stardom. He cleans Whitnell Middle School for a living, but he left earlier in the year to fight prostate cancer.
I was like, Lord, I know you do strange things, but why me? You know, what did I do to deserve cancer?
Joe returned to work in January. And on Friday, he was the cause of the school's 9th annual walkathon.
It makes everyone happy of all the stuff that we've done for him. We've made so much stuff for him, and he takes it so well, and he gets very emotional, which is very emotional to us.
Of course, the walk stopped whenever Joe stepped onto the track. Lassiter is constantly surrounded by adolescents who adore him.
To see the way that they love and care for Joe and cheer him on, that's the kind of thing that a teacher can live a whole lifetime and never get to experience.
And Joe says the signs, the shirts, they mean everything to him too. He's battling cancer, yet Lassiter says this is the happiest he's ever been.
I can say that without even blinking the eye. I can say that because look around. These are 6th and 7th and 8th graders who I put out love and support for a guy who cleans rooms and open doors.
It may sound like an unfulfilling life, but anyone who's followed Joe Lassiter's path knows better. In Greenfield, AJ Bayatpour, Fox 6 News. Workers give the stands at Miller Park a good rinse. On the field, the Brewers hope to wash away the bad taste of a losing season, one that saw its best player receive a 65-game suspension.
People are excited. I think we put the difficult 2013 season behind us. We've made some moves to make the team better, and we'll see.
Upon his return, the Brewers expect Ryan Braun to produce on the field while rebuilding his image off it.
I think Ryan Braun knows he's got some work to do. There's no question about it, and he knows he's got to do an outreach to the fans, and it's just the beginning of that. If you were going to sort of use baseball terms, he's probably in the second inning.
Besides Braun, the organization believes it has a solid foundation with young all-stars Gene Segura and Carlos Gomez, along with backstop Jonathan Lucroy.
You've got a core there, and that's one thing the Brewers have needed, and they have that.
But keeping those players long-term could be a challenge, as a boom in local TV deals have allowed big market teams to dwarf the Brewers in terms of revenue.
The TV contracts are a big issue, but there are really smart people in baseball who are going to figure this out, and I expect to see changes in the system over the next few years to at least partially address it.
For now, the team focuses on 2014, believing the talent is there for a return to the top of the standings.
I think that we are going to surprise some people, and if the team can stay healthy, especially our pitching, we're going to prove some critics wrong.
Let's give you some context on those local TV deals. Last year, the Brewers expected to make a little more than $20 million on their TV contract. The Dodgers have a deal that nets them about $280 million per season. Through revenue sharing, the richest teams do give some of that revenue to smaller market ball clubs. MLB has also started giving extra draft picks to teams in smaller markets like the Brewers. But as Rick Schlesinger points out, turning those draft picks into good players is far from a sure thing. We're live outside of Miller Park, a week away from opening day. AJ Bayatpour, Fox 6 News.